Yo busco azúcar en la sal y la arena. Como solo un perro herido puede. Las piedras arrojadas, pensando que no dolerían. Y sin embargo, yo nunca he sido el mismo. Yet I've never been the same. Above the violent waves, you're shifting forward lines. Beyond the somber murk in the bar.
Welcome to Acute Mania Live. It's so nice to be back on the show. It seems like there's been more and more of a gap in between shows, and
Yeah.
I don't like it, but it's fine. We have a very good guest tonight, a very special guest tonight that we'll get to in 1 second, because I got to say something, and it's kind of depressing, but it's not, because it's more of a celebration, I guess, of sorts. I don't know. I don't even know how to say it, but I was late in learning about Jake Hirsch's passing of FUBAR. FUBAR was on last April 22, and he had passed away in October of 22, and I didn't know. Anyway, I've reached out to FUBAR, and they're gonna come on and do a special tribute show
That's
for
awesome.
Jake and
Hell yeah.
FUBAR. And Dale's fiance, Beverly, well, Ashley is her name, but Beverly Trash is what she's known as on the show here, and she's going to do that show with us too, because she was on that show where we met Jake, and
Full circle then.
and
Fantastic.
I got to meet him in person and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's terrible that I didn't hear about that, but you know how social media is, and things just kind of, you get, it shows you what it wants you
The
to see,
algorithms,
and-
absolutely.
yeah, so I just but I just it's awful that he passed, but we'll celebrate his life here, coming up at later on in a couple months or something. Whenever they play quite a bit, the band is still going, and they're still playing out a lot of festivals and things. So we'll just have to kind of line up schedules with Beverly and them, and we'll do a celebration show. Damn it, we'll do a celebration show.
I love that idea.
Anyway, Dale, this is super special, because Dale has not been, he's been back on the show, but only in different capacities, like co-host or just an appearance for a milestone show. But this is the first time he's been back since episode 1.
Now 217.
Now
That's amazing.
217 as a guest.
Yeah.
That deserves a
Hi too.
Dale.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing, man?
I thought we lost you for a second. You're
No,
I was like, oh no, here we go again.
there he is.
Act like I'm frozen. For the-
Yeah. How's it going, man? It's great to see you, and great to have you back.
Good to see you too.
What?
Good to see you too.
Oh, are you doing the glitch acting?
Yes.
He's very well rounded now.
He is an actor.
I know.
also.
I think it's fantastic.
You guys were thespians together, right? In high school?
I was in the theater program. Yeah.
Yeah, were we the same year?
Yeah. I think we were. Yeah. Yeah. 99.
Thespians. I like saying that word.
I think I was in theater sophomore year.
Oh, he didn't.
Well, I started
do it,
theater
yeah.
sophomore year as well, because that's when I
Yeah.
came here. Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay.
I was in the band, so I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. You
group
were
of-
snotty.
I don't know anything about that group of people.
Band people thought you were better than us.
Anyway, Dale, it's nice to have you back. It's been a long time since you've been a guest, but with your, I don't know what I'm saying, honestly, but no, it's been 216 episodes since you've been on the show. What the hell's been happening with you?
Well, we had a whole chunk of time with the COVID, so there weren't many shows going on around that time. So as soon as that kind of happened, I did sort of pivot, as the kids say, And I started focusing more on acting and taking it more seriously and professionally. Because there weren't any shows to play. And honestly, after things that opened back up, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I wasn't in that big of a hurry to go right back out and to do it. Mainly how many times the carpet was pulled out from underneath of us where like, it's cool to go. And then boom, stuff.
Yeah.
And we had that happen with films too, where it's like, all right, we had to stop for COVID. Now we're going to pick back up in spring. Oh, spring, there's more cases, shutting that back down. So, but just this last year, I figured out a way to balance both. Like I can focus on both things at once.
Now you did send me a this was a few months ago, but you sent me a I guess it was a short film that you were in. And it was interesting to see you in that capacity. You know, I've known you for several years now, and just seeing you in an acting capacity on a very good quality film like that, it's odd. Is it odd seeing yourself when it gets on to a finished phase like that?
No, when I was in high school, I was the weird kid who made all of his own movies.
I remember I helped you with a good bit of those.
You had short hair too.
Just the same as when you're a musician, the first time you hear yourself sing, your voice sounds really weird to you. And that lasts for me, I mean, it lasts a couple months or maybe a couple years. Same thing happens with your face and how you move. You think you look weird at first on camera, but once you've seen so much footage of yourself, it does like fall by the wayside, and now you're just paying attention to like what you're doing, how you said something. Same thing with music. It's you just become a little less critical.
Are you able to did you have somebody kind of like a mentor or a coach of sorts that kind of says, okay, you should try this.
You should try this angle or that.
Or do you just kind of do that on your own as you see yourself, you know?
With acting?
Yeah.
Acting. I had schooling in the theater in high school, reading a lot of books about acting, mainly watching films and sort of always having mannerisms and the delivery of the way actors deliver certain lines. That would always stick with me, and I would kind of run it on a treadmill over and over until I got it right.
Yeah.
Is there any one film in particular that inspired you to kind of follow down that path?
There are several. I mean, Natural Born Killers is one of the first favorite films that I saw that I would watch over and over and over again for the acting, but also the camera angles, the 20 different formats they used in it, 35 millimeter film, 8 millimeter film, still photos, animation, all those things.
Have you been creating any of your own? I know you've been doing a lot of stuff with other people, you know, on their film projects and things, documentaries and things like that. But have you done anything on your own like you did back in high school?
Not recently, no. Now I'm just kind of took the book me as an actor type of thing. When you get on set, you're not really allowed to have too many ideas as an actor. So everyone likes to think, oh, the actor is the star of the show. That's true for the end product. That's who gets the attention. But when you're on a set with 30 crew members or 50, and some of those guys have been there since 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, your call time is 6, 7, or 8. They've set everything up for you. You really just need to get there, know your lines, work with the director, work with the other actors if you're afforded the opportunity. And just don't ask too many questions. And
what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
That's what I was going to ask. Something like
on you know, not on your own thing, but just, you know, I don't know if it's been recently or anything, but you know, like on someone else's project, you freeze up a line or you freeze up an acting spot. What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened, do you think?
You know, I don't know that I've had one of those yet.
You don't mess up. That's you're professional.
I take it too seriously. One film that I had 2 months to get all my lines down to work out my character. So when I showed up, I do what I do. If the director has a different idea, he says, here's a different idea. And then you make compromises, or they love what you've come up with on your own, and they say just do it like that. Yeah, I don't know that I've had. I mean, I'm sure it's coming.
What's your most accomplished role so far?
Accomplished. Boy, there's a broad.
Like the most.
That is a heavy loaded word.
Kind of like the thing that you didn't the part that you didn't think that you would ever be, at this point. I guess
the thing you're most proud of.
Yeah, I'm just.
Well, I play a really creepy redneck guy in a movie called God Country that's coming out early next year.
We actually have a teaser for that.
That's the deepest I got to take a dive on acting wise.
Should we take a look at the trailer?
I'm filming one currently that is where I'm kind of like a drug dealing gangster type of person who's
that's how I see you. Yes.
Kind of like Joe Pesci from Goodfellas, but it's like Goodfellas if the Coen brothers directed it. So they're kind of
okay.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and they don't do things right. And so I like this character a lot, and that is so much different than the other ones.
Are you able to film primarily where you live, or have you been having to travel for that? I
mean, I drive like 3 hours sometimes to Knoxville to do like true crime television shows. That's a good experience. They pay well. They put you in a hotel for the time you're there. They feed you, and then 5 months later you're on TV. You're out of focus because it's a true crime reenactment. Yeah. But I'll do that anytime. If I look like the person they need, it doesn't happen that often, like twice a year, something like that.
That's very cool.
You want to take
last summer, every time you click on the listing, it's kind of just like a classified thing for actors. You say, oh, they need this person who committed this crime in 1992. You click on the picture. Guy's got blonde hair, blue eyes, and a mullet. Okay, that's not me. You don't.
That's not going to work.
Probably not going to get picked for that one. Yeah.
That, and then sometimes you see like, oh, kind of hair, a little crazy looking. I'll submit to that, and you still don't hear anything back. But last summer, I saw one, kind of crazy looking guy, slightly redder hair than me, and submitted to that, and they got back to me in like 5 minutes. Like, yes.
That's awesome.
However, I had to dye my hair this kind of weird brown red, and that was in March, and the damn shit has not washed out yet.
I need a picture of that. I need
to buy that hair dye.
Yeah,
I mean, really.
Red.
I never dyed my hair once in my life until that.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
You did send me a trailer for this. I guess, is this the newest project, God's Country?
Yeah, I mean, the way this works is you shoot a film, you're done with all your filming, and a year later, hopefully, they send you something like this trailer. This movie had its hiccups with technical problems. Then it hit a wall with COVID. So this is like 2 years of filming this, and now there's a trailer. My part's done. The other thing that happens are pickup shots, which is they thought they got everything they needed from you. Oh, this one line was delivered a little low. The microphone didn't pick you up. Come into a studio. We're going to get your audio, say that line 15 times so that we can kind of slide it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those things happen after the main filming is done. And then there's a year of editing, color correction, adding music, sound effects, bloody effects, whatever.
Wow.
Bloody effects.
Yeah, this is a trailer for God Country. It's coming out pretty soon.
Welcome, child of Manasseh. You are one of the blessed 1,280.
I haven't stepped foot in that house in over 14 years. And now I'm gonna own it.
Pastor? Yeah, we got a situation here.
If you're watching this, your soul has stooped to one of the lowest forms of degeneracy.
Whoa. Well, okay. Yeah, that's
Okay, that looks sadistic and weird, which is totally up my alley. Absolutely. Do you happen to know what kind of release this feature will have?
I mean, it should have a pretty good release. Have distribution, so it's a matter of which streaming sites, I guess.
Hell yeah.
awesome.
Hell yeah. Congratulations. That's awesome.
So usually if they go with like Netflix, then they don't do Amazon. If they do Amazon, they probably don't do it at Netflix. If it's an independent film, so
Okay.
Is that based on a true story?
not at all.
That's a good thing.
Well, I mean, I you know, it kind of maybe that was you were able to use your some of your native Appalachian accent in that. It sounded like.
Yeah, but it's really well written. It's a good new twist on a horror film. It has something to say about prejudice and ignorance, and yeah, I'm excited to see what people get out of it. The reason I won't say what the film is about completely is because I believe. So there's the film that you write, there's the film that you film, and then there's the film that you edit. So the script that I read and that I shot, that can become something very different in editing. Just by if somebody's about to say something and they decide, no, let's cut that line out. Let's show this. It can change everything. So I would
possibly. Is it possible? I'm sure it is. You know, just like anything, is it possibly to be cut out completely of the whole film? If they see where it doesn't.
I'm pretty confident that's not going to happen with this film, but it can happen very easily. Yeah, you could do 3 days of filming, and they get to the editing process and they look at the flow of the movie and they say, you know, when we go to that scene that Dale's in, it kind of slows the movie down. We need to just go from before we met him to after, and they'll just cut that. I got cut out of one TV project 2 years ago.
You bitch at him?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, you don't say anything to these people.
I'm just joking.
He wants to be able to work.
I mean, I'm just, yeah. I mean,
thank you for having me. Thank you for lunch.
yeah.
Appreciate your time.
It did give them an element of the story that they thought that they might want, and apparently they didn't when they looked at it, right? So yeah, you can't really. I got
Take it personal.
I got this nice, comfortable shirt from Dale recently. He was.
I love that. That is fantastic.
He was putting it out there that he had some new merch, and I said, you know what? Send me a shirt. This is the second Dale shirt that I have. The other one, it was a toss up which one to wear, and I was like, well, I'm going to wear the new one because the other one's the I don't even remember what's the name of it. Eyedropper. Yeah, eyedropper. Yeah. That's the other one I have. It has been slept in. They're so.
Oh, he's sleeping with you, Dale.
Well, I mean, not like that, but yeah, but it's I don't know.
My friend Tony Goggles, he designed that for me.
That's fantastic.
First it was a show flyer for a show back in the summer, and so many people were like, "Hell yeah, that kicks ass!" I was like, "Yeah, it does," and I thought it's about time to make some shirts. Let's just slap it right on there. So
yeah,
he did, and it's been moving pretty good. I got to get some more made.
Nice.
That's a good burden to have. Yeah, that's fantastic design.
Good burden to have.
Good burden to have.
I'm very popular with the post office. I am there quite a bit.
You know Bob by name or something?
Spam mail for the post office. They sent me spam that said your product did not, your package did not send. Contact this number right away. I was like, no, it's not. It was spam.
The stuff happening behind you. Are you acting in any of this stuff?
No, this is Charlie Bowers. It's Charlie Bowers films from, I'd say, 1930 to 1944.
Is that available now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
films are on YouTube too.
Is there any, like, I know there's a lot of like what silent films back in the day, like back around that time. Is it have audio to it?
Usually not. Some of them do. The best Charlie Bowers film to start with is called It's a Bird.
It's Bird. That's easy.
Okay.
It's easy to
He
remember.
blended live action with stop motion, and he built all these little creatures. And stop motion is really tedious and takes a lot of time. I've done it, and I can't imagine what it was like to do it back then
Back then.
when stop each piece of film, to edit things
Oh,
together.
Tedious.
You didn't even have a viewfinder, so you were doing stop motion for 3 hours. You sent it away to get developed. You got it back, and then you go, "Oh, we missed a part." So
That would be awful.
Oh, that'd be frustrating as hell. Jesus.
That's why I do this show live, so I don't have to worry about that.
I think anyone that did that back then lived very long. It's that stressful.
Yeah. So, when I talked to you about coming back on the show, you were telling me that you were getting ready to go to Kentucky to do some shows, play as a singer songwriter, which is which is how I know the most of you. Because we've jammed so many times in Morgantown. When we were up there, we've hung out so many late nights and just talking about life and the crazy ride that is. But so what made you get back into doing more music and going on tour a little bit?
I can't really do a full month tour, but I got a new press kit together, and I just started saying, I want to book around town, an hour, 3 hours, 5, if it works, for a long weekend or something. But, because I enjoy it. I just kind of forgot that I enjoyed it.
And you have a great stage presence too. Like when I was he has videos up on YouTube, up on Dale J. Gordon's YouTube, right? Is that how it's? And he's got some clips when he was in Kentucky, and I watched all of them. And the crowd was really into what you were doing. And I'm sure you missed that being in a live atmosphere and being in front of an audience, because you do well with that.
Yeah, it's just I got jaded there for a while. That's all.
Was it Aerosmith song "Jaded"?
Yes.
Aerosmith.
Yes.
Yeah. So like Aerosmith.
So now, did you know him in high school?
I think we knew of each other, but we didn't like hang out per se. We knew of each other, and I think as we got older, like towards senior year, I think is when I really hung out with Jeremy a lot. Is when we kind of got, and then of course Morgantown.
Well, because I know that we, you and Camilla, me, John Tracy, I'm not sure who else, but we all kind of ended up in like the Philadelphia, New Jersey area, like early 2000s. What was the catalyst for you to be like, yeah, I'm getting the heck out of Clarksburg?
But same for everybody, probably.
Right.
Oh,
But if he's actually done it and done it well, I want to know.
Yeah.
I went to film school first.
I remember. Yeah, you sent me a lot I still have those slides.
Yeah, and I still have your letters that you sent me.
Yeah.
You sent me a letter where you were talking about the winter probably of 1999. You said, I went to 123 Pleasant Street and watched this new band called Three Doors Down. They were pretty good. I got their CD, and like they had not hit the radio. They had not had a music video yet, but I remember I had that letter. I could dig it up. But
Oh wow. I have the slides you sent me.
What's on the slides?
Like the Golden Gate Bridge, just different different photos from where we went to school. Yeah.
Yeah, we kept the pimp thing going there for a minute. I'm sure dropped
We did,
off.
because we had talked about when you got done with film school, we could do some kind of collaboration. That's very cool.
You still could, really.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. I'll act in it.
I came back to West Virginia for 2 years, maybe 3 years after coming back from college. I couldn't really afford to go back. I went for the 1 year. I worked at a Staples full time while being in school, still made good grades. But then if I was going to go back, I was going to have to get my own place, not do like a dorm and stuff. And it just wasn't going to be manageable, or I was going to have to save up a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
also not manageable at the time. Yeah.
when I got back, it was looking like I can't save that kind of money. Like you can't pay to live somewhere and save that kind of money. So I got my first apartment in Clarksburg, right on Mulberry Street. And then just started playing more music and stuff, started doing some more Patsy stuff, went to Morgantown for what seems like years, but it was really only 8 months of like becoming a 123 Pleasant Street staple band and living the life that
You know what? Every time I go up there, it reminds me of coming up to see Patsy and just the circle of people, the Down July guys or / Caterpillar Scheme. Every time I go up there, it reminds me of that era, regardless of whatever they upgrade, because they're constantly upgrading lights and sound and things. But
because like a cold winter night and your friends' band's playing in Morgantown. It's 45 minutes away, but God damn it, we're going.
You go.
Yep.
Yeah. But everybody I talk to there still knows who you are. Everybody, even if it's somebody I don't know real well, like the Law Abiding Citizens, they came down and did a show here in the studio, and then a month later I went up and saw them at their reunion show. And I was talking to a few folks there that I hadn't seen in a long time. I'm like, you remember Dale, from Patsy? They're like, oh, we remember Patsy, and it just seems like, and every time I go there, I take a picture of a certain part of Pleasant Street and send it to Dale.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
Where am I? And he guesses it every time. I don't know how you know these certain areas. Some of these parts are like the toilet and stuff. And he knows exactly where I am.
I mean, the toilet hasn't moved in 20-something years. I mean, that's a given. Hey, I don't know if you know who Brandon Dowdy is, but he says your live shows are most excellent.
Oh, thanks, Brandon. I know Brandon from Kentucky. He's up in, probably near Murray or in Murray. Murray. I played up there in June.
Very, very good. Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of
it. They all came out, had a really good show. Yeah, it was fun.
Speaking of music, why don't you go ahead and play us a song?
Yeah,
I want to highlight a lot of that. It is kind of a music show. But it's really not anymore. I had the Mentalist on. I've had a Magician on. David's going to come on again, hopefully next week, since he's coming to Clarksburg. You
have really expanded yourself.
So I try.
Yes,
I try. I don't try to expand too much because then I run into technical problems. But what are you going to play first, Dale?
I think it's best to say the name of the song afterwards.
Okay.
Something I've been playing with since everyone streams everything. I used to not say the name of any song. I used to think that sucked when you went and saw someone was like, name of this song is, walking down a hill, because 5 years ago I was walking down a hill and I thought, and so I hated hearing these things. And, but now I just do it afterwards because it's fresh in people's minds, and they're probably, if they like it, they're going to go on their button pusher and go name of song, find it on whatever streaming thing they use, and then they'll listen to it that way. Don't you shed no tears for me. Just visit my grave and bring a bottle of Jim Beam. Take hold of my mother's trembling hands when they set me down to that cold, cold ground. Don't let them build a McDonald's over me, but you know damn well they will, so don't take your kids there to eat. Take hold of my sister's trembling hands when they set me down to that cold, cold ground. Yes, it's true, I broke a few girls' hearts. And yeah, they could all beat me at pool and at darts. Just don't believe a word they tell while I'm doing my time, my private hell. While I'm doing my time, my private hell. While I'm doing my time, my private hell. While I'm doing my time, my private hell.
Don't you shed no tears for me. Just visit my grave and bring a bottle of Jim Beam. Wipe the tears from my stepfather's face. Then they set me in my final resting place.
That song is Private Hell. It's on an album called Digital Wicked.
Digital Wicked, that's one of my favorite ones, honestly. I have several favorite Dale albums and songs. I had several of them. So, I mean, probably all of them. You know, I saw one of my favorite memories of watching Patsy. Okay, I don't know if you probably don't remember this because there was a lot of drinking happening that night. This was in Morgantown.
We were 21.
Yeah, we were younger, a lot younger than we were now. We can
Yeah.
handle it a lot better the next day than we can now. Yeah, it was. I believe it was at Gibby's. I believe that's where the show was, and it was one of the first times I'd seen you play, and he had broke all but like maybe two of his guitar strings.
Oh gosh.
And there was Dale didn't take the time to go restring. He just played it like it was. Like it doesn't matter. And I mean, there was just so much Patsy going on the set that didn't matter. It just didn't matter. And he was tired. I understand why, because the way he jumps around the stage, it's crazy. He laid on the floor on his back and was soloing the shit out of this, whatever. I can't remember what song it was. With like, there was only like two strings left. And it sounded phenomenal.
That's badass.
And I just wish, you know, I mean, back then we didn't have good cell phones. You know what I mean? So like, but we didn't, you know, nobody really carried a cell phone and filmed like they do now. Like now you see things all the time that people at a show that they didn't have anything recording set up or anything that people capture. But I wish that would have been captured, because that's one of my favorite memories of watching Patsy play. Was I'm pretty sure it was at Gibby's. I think I can't even really remember.
You know, if I had to guess, I would think it was a place called Spanky's.
Yes, you're right. Yes, it was Spanky's. Yep. Yes, and he laid on his back and just it was like it wasn't okay. It wasn't, to me. It sounded like Jimi Hendrix at the time because I was
organic and raw, but yet no evidence of it.
But my goodness, with two strings left, and those are probably
fantastic.
out of tune anyway because of the other strings breaking. But it sounded phenomenal.
That's
for that.
awesome.
I mean, it was just
Didn't nobody have a video camera, so
no. But it happened for sure.
The legend lives on.
Definitely happened. Me and Dale spent many a time. It was a lot of times at my place, since I had the drum set, the cheap drum set that I got from, I think, Musician's Friend. It was like one of the ones where you hit the cymbal one time and it's bent.
yeah.
Oh, I bought a bunch of
You
equipment from
remember
them.
that set? But I played the shit out of that set and destroyed the crap out of it because, you know, this wasn't worth anything. But as soon as I would play with Dale, I had to go buy a more durable drum set, because you could not play silently when you were jamming with Dale. And we came up with some good stuff. Really, I don't remember any of it, but it didn't matter. Like, it's one of those things where, like, you know, you play with somebody, you jam with somebody, and you kind of understand when the other person's going to solo, or you understand where the stops are going to be just in a jam. And that doesn't happen very often when you jam with people, you know?
That happened very organically with us. It was almost like as soon as we started, the song just got written. I remember it down to like an intro, verse, chorus. I have probably every single one of those tapes.
I bet you do. Yeah,
I bet you do.
You had to. They had.
I think we both recorded, so you might have a few or did, but I know anything I recorded, I'm very sure that I have all of them.
I mean, they were, and they, like he's saying, like it was just jamming stuff, but it was, I mean, you would sing, I don't even know what you would sing, but you would sing something just to make it go with whatever we were doing, you know? And it was, I remember, I don't think we've ever had the cops called on us, but I remember like how Debbie Yan came upstairs when I lived over in one of her places.
The landlady.
Yeah, the Debbie Yan. Anyway, but yeah, she or somebody called. I don't know. The downstairs people called or something. I mean, but we would do this every night, because we were like, hey, let's do what we did the night before. But that we never said that because we would just start something,
just do it.
start something, you know.
Nice.
I mean, I think it was we both, whatever jobs we were working, as soon as we were done with them, you just knew that we were going to meet up there and we were going to crank some stuff out. And so
Should have showed up at our jobs and did that.
it just felt the most necessary thing. Like whatever your shit work you're doing for money, I'm going to go play with my friend and it's going to be fun. We're going to make some cool shit. And we did. So
Hey, Dale, speaking of Debbie, I think we would go. This is the most appropriate time to do this. This is a great segue. You haven't been on here to do the Wiener segment yet.
Bum.
Wiener?
Wiener.
Yeah, like dicks or wieners or But see, I referenced Debbie Yan, so that should tell you a little bit about it. Well, let me play the intro. Let me play my mom and dad were in Hawaii over last winter, and I had them on the show.
This is the cutest
kind of
thing.
forced them to be on the show. Well, my sister was in the chat room and she said, "Hey, you should tell Dad to sing the Weenie Man song, which is a song that he sang to me and my sister growing up." So he did, and I put it on here as the intro to this segment. So let's listen to this real quick. It's very short. My mom's also in this, and then we'll do the segment.
Okay. Don't be
I
scared.
know a weenie man. He owns a weenie stand. He sells most anything from hot dogs on down. Someday I'll join his life and be his weenie wife. Hot dog. I love that weenie man.
That's my dad.
That is
No.
really cute.
I saw my dad yesterday. We had some family come up from Kentucky, and we were talking about this. And my dad goes, "Are you serious? You still play that?" I was like, "Yes." I was like, "You are the."
It's perfect.
He's like, we should. It wasn't very good. I was like, "Well, we can re-record it professionally and make it, But
I think it's perfect.
it's organic at this point,
Nice.
But what this is, Dale, this is not about dicks. I know you wanted it to be, but it's not.
I thought maybe it was like a segment where a CGI hot dog was going to pop up on my head or something like that.
Yeah, we're not that good.
No, I don't have that kind of
No.
technology yet. I'm still not sponsored by anybody, so it's okay, But I do have a great roommate named Mike, and he's a very talented chef, and he owns a restaurant. You know where the Husky Highway is, I'm sure, right? Up Route 250, like going towards North. Okay, yeah.
I know 250 like the back of my hand.
Well, his restaurant is called Grill 250
Where is it located?
on Route 250.
Right outside of Barrackville.
Yeah, not very far. I still haven't been there, but because he keeps bringing things home. So why do I need to go there if he brings things here?
To support him.
Oh, I'm going to do a show from up there though. Then yeah, Husky Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born and raised there, Farmington, West Virginia.
You were?
Yeah, I looked it up one day. Population back when I was born, 732 people. Fast forward to 2019 or whenever I looked it up,
732.
658 people. It's one of the only places to grow. It's actually shrunk.
But anyway,
Lawrenceburg has two, actually.
Mike has he's got a very, very strong fetish for hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And he sells gourmet hot dogs in his restaurant. I mean, he's got like a bacon dog, and there's one with just all kinds of things that you would not think that would be on a hot dog. You know what I mean? And he's doing very well. He's doing very well at his restaurant. He sells other things too. But so basically, okay, I don't know if Mike's been down to Nashville, but if Mike was to come to Nashville and try the hot dogs there, where would he go to get a really good hot dog?
Best hot dog you know of.
And I know you're in the vegan category, but still that's okay. Where would you turn him towards?
I don't know that anyone specializes in it here. I mean, something like a Yan dog of Nashville. No, you wouldn't find that. I don't think. No, they don't. Where would you get a good hot dog?
It wasn't a thing in Texas either. It was, if you had hot dogs, it's like, okay, here's ketchup. There you go.
Yeah, I don't think they value it here.
Do you eat hot dogs like at all anymore? Like, do you eat hot dogs?
It's one of my least favorite foods. I grew up eating them every day, it seems. If we didn't eat a hot dog on a bun, they chopped up the hot dogs and we'd stick it in beans and call it
Mac
weenies.
and cheese. Yeah.
Yeah, I got tired of it, So
Well, when you did eat them, what was
if I had to guess, I might eat 4 hot dogs a year. I think.
what's your topping choice on your hot dogs?
Well, I guess Ashley likes chili dogs, and I can have a chili dog, but it's like it's not part of my childhood where I have it and I'm like, oh, this is what I needed. I'm just like, yeah, that's chili on top of hot dog. I guess one hot dog I just want ketchup, and then the other one I'll do ketchup and mustard and like some onions on it or something. I guess.
I'm sure you remember the hot dog man in Morgantown.
Oh yeah,
I mean, the guy on the street,
the street vendor.
the guy that was slapping together like 12 of them like a second and a half.
Was that Ritz's or Ritz's in is Clarksburg?
Ritzy. No,
Ritzy,
it was the
Ritzy,
guy who had like the little street cart, and after the clubs closed at 1, 2 a.m. or whatever on High Street, there he was, and yeah.
I missed him. I could have used him a few times.
I stumbled into him many nights.
You take him on tour with you.
Morgantown, I was very hungry the whole time. I worked at a but I was too young to like be okay with asking for food. And sometimes I'd be really hungry, and the chef, he would say, you work in a restaurant, there's no reason to starve. But I was just too bashful back then.
Now you worked at Madeline's, correct? With Bobby?
Yeah. Yeah.
With Bobby Lane, the legend Bobby Lane. I can kind of gather, you guys probably hit it off immediately just because I think your personalities mesh.
Yeah.
I mean that in the nicest way possible too. Like that. I mean, seriously, like I could after, because I didn't really know him that well until I had him on the show, and I didn't really get to interview him. You saw that show. I mean, it was
yeah. He kind of just went straight to the playing and didn't give you any room to really get a word in. So I mean.
But and a lot of the things that I was he invited me up a couple times to do some hand drums on his his latest creation of music, and I'd be sitting in the room with him, and he would start telling me a story like how he got to Morgantown and things. I'm like, why didn't you tell me this on the show? Like this is what I want, but it made it more like wholesome because he didn't want to for some reason. He wanted to tell me then. Maybe he needed to get. I don't know, but such a great guy though. Very nice.
With guys like that have that many experiences under their belt, you just take the stories as they come out. Like you can't cajole them and get it. You can't shake the tree really.
You can, but it takes a lot of effort.
You have to spend time with them, and you'll get the gold out of them if you.
I do need to hit him up.
I saw the Wheat Hawks play when I first moved to Morgantown, and immediately I said, I have an 8-track recorder. I'd really like to try to record some songs with you guys. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So he kind of
was open for.
I knew what I was doing as far as primitive recording at that time, 21 years old, but I spent months with him, and he took me under his wing and he showed me. He didn't even have to show me. You watch him, watch what he does, watch how he does things. I picked up a lot of stuff that I use every day, or that I always have in my toolbox just from spending that amount of time with him.
The way he ended up in Morgantown, that's the story that he told me. And I can't really retell it because I don't know. I can't remember the full of it because it was just us talking.
But I'll go into another song.
Yeah, let's hear another one for sure.
It's Appalachian Valley.
Technology's found its way into the heart of America. My God, West Virginia's got broken down computers floating in the West Fork River. One hell of a mixture between the new age and the rural. Good old boy could grow up hunting squirrels, then marry a damn Jersey girl. That's living in the Appalachian Valley. Always sticking close to the family. Mom might give you the okay to marry your cousin. What feels good and always don't care to heaven. Daddy gave his life to the coal mines. While I remember his hands always rough and tough as rocks. Mama smokes like a damn freight train, and your trashy brother's always trying to borrow your things. He says as kids they started drinking, and you learned it from your kids. Feels good when the woods don't carry to heaven. Feels good when the woods don't carry to heaven. Smack dab in the middle of the woods, it's just about heaven. We're keeping ourselves busy down there with all your new fancy ass inventions. You can still find some of us though, from time to time. Getting drunk on the back porch, drunk in the sunshine. Now you can call us crazy for believing that the essence and the boondocks are sent from above. You can take back your cell phones, Instagram, and email. We're having fun. That's living in the Appalachian Valley. Always sticking close to the family. Mom might give us the okay to marry my cousins. Feels good when the woods don't carry to heaven. Feels good when the woods don't carry to heaven. Yeah, we know it feels good when the woods don't carry to heaven. Yeah, we know it feels good when the woods don't carry to heaven. That last song was Appalachian Valley. It's on a collection of different recordings called the Dead Bug Collection Volume 1. There are 3 of those, 12 songs each.
Volumes? How many volumes
Bug
are
collection.
there?
I love that.
3 volumes.
Will there be a
12
fourth?
songs. You know, I record in studios too, but I also always record and have in my house. And sometimes those little house recordings end up being kind of little nuggets. I'm not the one who said that. Somebody else did. Where they're like, that's fine the way it is. It's cool, dude. You should stick it out. You should put it out. So enough of that. And I was like, I'll scrape up all these things over the years from like 98 to present day almost. And I stuck them together. I called it a Dead Bug Collection because just like some nerdy kid at school was like, got a dead bug collection. He's like, hey, you want to see my dead bug collection? And most people are like, fuck no.
Yeah.
So that's
you remember the house over on I guess it was Chestnut Street across from the produce house. That when you lived there was a
Yes.
there was a basement in that house that we would go down and just bang on things with Jeremy. Do you have any of those recordings still?
I have, yeah. There was like a stomp session. We would scrape bricks together on the basement floor. He had a
horrific.
I think you banged on the water pipes with something.
Sober as a judge. Sober as a judge every time.
Like
Yeah.
5. Yeah, we were completely sober and it
Middle
was
of the
just,
day.
it was like a Tuesday night in Clarksburg, and I don't know, nobody felt like walking the go on there. So we were like, let's bang on shit in the basement. Yeah, I have it. I can send it to you.
Awesome.
I mean, that's just that it's not nostalgic at this point. You know, it's like
Yeah.
just because he captured that.
Yeah, yeah.
Good stuff. And the old Adam Blair in reverse.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have Adam.
She hasn't heard it yet, so you need to send me just that thing. But he actually used it for Patsy for a song, didn't you?
Yeah, in high school in 1999, despite April, my band Patsy, we made a tape. It was called Uncle Dad, and
I have that.
you have.
I still
Okay.
have that. You gave me like pretty much all of them.
I didn't get one. I didn't get one.
So I mean, I probably 30, if I had to guess correctly. It was like 30 tapes, and we tried to sell them, and then like a school went by and nobody wanted to buy it. So you're like, will you take my tape, please, and listen? Tell me what you think. But we thought we were like, being a real band because we were like, oh, we got tape, but because CD burners didn't even exist yet, or if they did, they were like really expensive.
Crazy expensive, yeah.
Now you can't find one. Well, I have a thing. I have a MacBook. So like, but my buddy Rob, that's doing the natural cause thing with me, he gave me this thing that you plug into your, because it's just a C input. It's not like a regular. It's USB-C. So, but it's somewhere around here. But it's a CD thing. So I got a copy of the Caterpillar scheme, but I wanted to put it on in my my player I wanted to download it to my Mac. And I had no way of doing that. So he's like, I got this thing. So I just put the CD in there, and then boom, it basically burned it to my computer.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wild.
It's crazy how technology goes in reverse sometimes.
Yeah. We thought when we did get a CD later that summer made, we thought that was the coolest thing to be on CD. It was like, wow, we're on CD.
And it sounded phenomenal. Like at that time, going from tape to CD, like I remember my very first CD, very first one, Jason Otto gave me his Green Day Dookie album, and he let me borrow his Discman for one night. And I listened to that album front to back for 24 hours because it sounded excellent. And it was just these little, maybe you remember those headphones with like the wire and just the little pad, and it just sounded so good.
So clear.
That's how we had to do it in our day, kids.
We did.
Yeah.
We suffered.
And now bands are going back to tapes. Have you noticed that also?
Yeah. I mean, I've always used tapes in recording. It has a characteristic to it.
Like vinyl. Vinyl.
Yeah. I mean, not always tapes. Like I'm not a purist, but if recording the drums to tape will warm them up and make them not so trebly, do it. If you have great mics and you're doing all digital, do that. Like whatever makes it sound good.
Have you ever thought about doing any of your Dale recordings on vinyl?
Yeah, it's mainly about budgeting. Like, is it worth it to press, a couple hundred vinyl?
I'm not sponsored by anybody, like I said, but I do want to bring up this. There's a business or a company or something in New York City called Least of All. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Okay. Least of All. And a band that I've had on the show, Maintenance, they live up in Yonkers, and they basically you take your whole band or just you and you go up to this studio. They have this studio and
direct to vinyl.
Yeah, you pre-sale all the stuff, and they did that, and it's that lathe cut stuff though. It's the really good stuff. And it's I bought one from Maintenance, and Aristotle Jones recently went up there and did it did that thing, but that might be more friendly than the pressing
below your standard vinyl, like quality wise. It's a little, it doesn't have it's a cheaper way to go. It's right. That's all that, like you can get them. I have some lathe. I have a couple lathe records.
I had to buy one of those Crosley turntables with my Marlboro points because I didn't have anything to play the vinyl on. I bought it. Damn it, I want to hear it because every track that they do, whoever buys it, they say something special at the beginning and then they play the song.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't just not hear it. I had to hear. Right. I had to hear how much they love me. Yeah,
but to do a full vinyl run, it's a costly thing, and it's a whole process. You have to look into it. I'm always thinking about it.
It's an honor having you on, Dale. And this is Robot Woman by Dale J. His stuff is on everything you can think of, and tapes and not vinyls yet, but everything.
Just like waiting on a machine, push the button, let it do its thing. Then you tell it to do it right. Then you tell it to do it right. Waiting on a woman, waiting on a robot. Waiting on a woman, waiting on a robot. Attention, part of me isn't working, 'cause you hit the wrong button and you hit it twice. Now out of ignorance and frustration, waiting on a woman, waiting on a robot, waiting on a woman, waiting on a robot. Tick-tock, tick-tock, hello. I'll turn all your needs into luxury and all of your needs into safety. Your last wish of all your wishes. Your last wish, well, I'll make that your first prayer. Waiting on a robot, waiting on a woman. Waiting on a robot, waiting on a woman, waiting on a robot, waiting on a woman, waiting on a robot.
I just, yeah. Sometimes I don't have the words to say.
He's
Sometimes
quiet.
Yeah. What was that? Sometimes yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
no.
sometimes I just don't have the words to say. You know, like
He was speechless for
I
once.
like the song so much, I just don't know how to describe them to people. You know, I get cold chills sometimes.
Band song, so I couldn't do everything. So there's the part that goes like, and I practiced it. I mean, there's a solo section that goes. You can go. You can do the bass part and the guitar part at the same time. But boy, do you have to focus. And I sure as hell don't feel like doing that right now.
Have you ever thought of playing like some of your old films behind you, the ones that like you made in high school?
I usually do. One of the tape apparatuses, a mini DV tape, took a shit right before I was going to Kentucky, and this was a last minute fix.
Yeah.
So I usually play it all kinds of old footage that I've shot over the years, and
I know of one. of one video that you'd sent me that this is before Acute Mania Live was thought of. A video that I was in class in high school that you had shot by, and he was like, yeah, you're in this one, and I had to watch it. I'm like, that's me. There's dorky me right there.
Dorky you.
Dorky me.
I wish I would have thought about it. Do you remember? I'm probably saying it wrong, but like that headless bass that you gave me.
Yes.
I still have that. It's in my room.
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
I would have played it along with his.
I'll show you next time.
I don't play bass at all. Dale knows I don't.
It's still got my Ben Affleck sticker on it from like 1998. Yeah, there's some Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck has stickers.
He did.
I want one.
Yeah, it's gray, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I recorded a lot of stuff with that. Michael Coleman played bass with us for a while.
I remember him. Yeah, I remember him.
I think he quit like playing music and he didn't want his bass back. I'm pretty sure he didn't want it back. I'm pretty sure I didn't steal it.
Too late now.
It's been mine for over 20 years. So
He missed out.
He was moving away. I think he went to the Air Force.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he said to hang on to it. So and then I gave it to you and I moved.
I know you probably talked to Jonathan Tracy a lot more than I do. Have you talked to him recently, and how is he doing?
It seems to be doing well. I saw him last June. I went up to New Jersey for quick 4 days, I think it was. We went up and hung out with everybody. Ashley got to meet people like John and some other characters for the first time. So
nice.
I remember Tracy was doing a YouTube thing where he was collecting things that people were putting out as for trash for trash pickup. And do you recall what it was called? I can't remember at this point. There was a certain name.
My head's been in a different space. Let me think.
I can't remember. Yeah, it's right there, and I can't think of it.
Curb
surfing. Yes, and it's very good. Dale told me about it, and it's I was actually hitting up Tracy about coming on the show and talking about that. But yeah, you're good about coming on the show. Just talking about that.
Okay.
But it's been a while since he doesn't do social media that much, which is fine. So maybe going down the line we'll do that. But it's basically he just drive around in his truck or his van and just see what people had, because some people throw out like whole
really nice
furniture
stuff.
sets.
Yeah.
Just for the trash to take. And once it's on the curb, it's free.
It's free
for anybody.
Yep.
So if you ever want to get rid of anything, just put it out by your curb and somebody will take it.
Oh, I've done that.
But I mean, he goes around like all these like ritzy neighborhoods and stuff and just gets like good stuff. Like some of it, like, I don't know if I need this or not, but I'm going to go ahead and take it. And he just chucks it in the package.
There you go.
So that's Jonathan Tracy.
Oh,
so
of course.
that's pretty much him. I'll tell you a little story while we're waiting for Dale to come back. When I went to visit him when he lived up in Trenton, New Jersey, of course, John Tracy was up there also, and we went to this house party somewhere around them, and we were playing cards out back, and of course we're drinking. Of course, people were drinking, and
what? Really?
Somehow Dale fell out of his chair or fell down. I can't. He probably can't even remember. But okay, like on a porch deck where the wood, there's a space in between each board, just a little, about like that, like a small space, right?
Yeah. There's
somehow Dale got his finger. What you could probably tell the story better than me. It happened to you, but I was there.
I broke it off. Yeah, I broke it off. It was a party. What was I? 23. So there was drinking going on, and I think I'd had enough, So I went and laid under a tree, right away from the party. And these guys got to the party, and they said, "What's up with that guy sleeping under the tree? That's weird. Make him come hang out with us." This is what they said. Make him come hang out with us. So they brought me to the deck, and they put me in a deck chair, the kind that's got the little beer koozies on it. And as soon as they sat me down in this chair, it broke. And this ring finger went straight through to the floorboards of the deck and snapped off. And I mean off. It was there was one
holding it like this, like
skin holding the finger on, and my bone was sticking straight up.
On his guitar playing hand.
Oh my God.
So I had to go get that sewed back on,
But the funny thing about it was though, like the ambulance came and got him because I mean his finger was hanging off.
Like,
So
basically
that's
severed,
what
yeah.
that was the best thing that needed to happen.
But
Well,
yeah,
me-
Scott came to visit, and so how many days did you come up? Was it like 2 days?
It was like it was like a weekend, but me and Tracy had to ride around the entire area of Trenton trying to find which hospital you were at
Oh my God.
because we had no idea where they took you. I mean, we were everywhere, but then we
Yeah.
found you. We picked you up. We got you fruit and some you were eating fruit. I remember you eating fruit, but no, the trip wasn't that bad. Like I talk a lot of shit about Trenton, but Trenton's really, if you know somebody in Trenton, it's better to go with, if you know somebody, but we went to a poetry slam. We went to I think we went to like a river or something and swam one day. And then the party happened that night, I believe.
Yeah,
Or
that was.
the finger thing.
I had only lived there for probably 2 years at that point.
It was right after you left Morgantown, kind of.
That's a great artistic community. It's very diverse, and it's a very close knit community and very supportive. Like if you're a touring musician and you go through Trenton, they're gonna put on a good show for you. You're gonna have a place to stay. They're gonna feed you. They're gonna show you around, like show you the river and the poetry slam or whatever's going on. So
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we had a good time up there. I did
But-
talk.
when you first get to New Jersey, you're gonna get a lot of mouth from people. What the fuck are you, motherfucker? But
You should try our hot dogs.
once you get past that tough exterior, they're the most caring people. They really are.
That's why I say it's probably better to know somebody that's in Trenton already, or even like you're saying, if not, if you're just on the road, then you'll be
I'm
welcome.
still friends with everybody that I was friends with up there. I stay in touch with some more than others, but yeah, it was an important of growing up.
I got kind of something to play here at the end of the show, and we'll end in a little bit. But I want to dedicate this episode of Acute Mania Live to Jake Hirsch of Food Bar, and like I said, we will do a special show with the Food Bar guys, in a few weeks or a month or so, whenever we can line up schedules and things like that. But we'll do a special tribute here at the end of the show. But Dale, okay, it's been 216 episodes since you were a guest. Let's do this again more often. If you when the time everybody's busy. Yeah, I understand everybody's busy. But this is an hour of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do want to thank you for helping me start this show, because you did. You came on as a guest for the very first time, and then as annoying as I was after that, you came on when you could, and Beverly came on when you couldn't, and you guys helped me start this. You really did, and I just celebrated 3 years at the end of July. I celebrated 200 episodes with the guitarist of Power Man freaking 5000. So yeah. I mean, it's crazy where this show's gone. I've met the Confessions of a Betrayer in person, the band I had on twice from London. I have a co-host in London, that joins me every once in a while. I feel like an international correspondent. I have Tracy, and I have the friends out west, just friends that I've never even met that I can call friends that I've had on the show that I've talked to quite frequently about life and music and everything. But it comes down to the beginning,
It's made the world a very small place.
Yes,
for sure. We're all the same.
that's not a bad
We're all
thing.
the same, but we're different. And and I've kind of expanded the show a little bit into. I had the Mentalist on a month ago up in Pittsburgh, Seth Newstein, and David Vinci's gonna be on again. He's been on twice already, and I picked out some clips from the show when he was on when you and Sean had him on, and I had no idea what we were gonna do. I was like, it's because it wasn't music, there was not gonna be any music breaks like there usually is.
We were very nervous about that episode,
but it was great. It turned out great, and it just where this show has gone is just, to me, it's overwhelming, but it's awesome. It's overwhelmingly awesome, and it's I met so many cool people.
You should be very proud.
But I have all of you to thank for supporting me.
Out of trouble. Those are good problems to have.
Yeah.
It's great. I need to get to Nashville though. I haven't been to Nashville ever.
Come on down.
We need to do this in person down there. And but what was it? It wasn't last summer. It was the summer before, right? That you and Beverly came up to your mom's.
Yeah.
Came to see somebody. I think you guys know who this is. That's Beverly Trash. That's Sale's mom. Well, they came to see me in West Virginia. That's when I leave, right? That's when I leave.
Shaking the tree, trying to get more out of me.
See you guys in Nashville. I'm coming to Nashville.
Look at the camera and say, I don't know who the Dead
I don't know who the Dead Boys are.
I'm gonna edit that out.
I will not be canceled. All right. We need to get together and before the snow falls. I hate saying that freaking phrase, but we will do it. We will do it. Friendship is an important thing to me, and that's what we have. And, you know, come back on the show soon. We'll have you on in some capacity, whether you're acting or playing music. Yeah, we'll highlight whatever you got.
Very proud of you, man. Very proud of you.
Thank you. Very proud of you guys.
Thank you.
For what? No.
I don't know, for still being alive.
I'm signing off.
Hey, Dale, real quick. Hold on. Hey, I got these. I can't hear anything.
I can't either.
It's so good that it's mute.
It is mute. It muted itself.
Hey, well, he'll hear this. He'll hear this tomorrow when he watches the show, if he does. But I got these badass natural cause stickers that I want to send to you and Tallulah because I know she likes stickers. Yeah. He's in his own world, and I have this. Keep me honest. I will send you some stickers down. How's that?
Beautiful.
Yeah, I know you heard that. Dale,
Peace out.
thanks, man. I'll see you.
Thank you.
We're gonna end the show tonight with Food Bar, but I think it's fitting, and I wanted to do this. There's still GoFundMe up for Jake and his family. He left behind 3 kids and a fiance. I don't know much more than that. We'll find out more, or we won't. You know, when Food Bar comes on. But you know, I definitely want to have them on and do a tribute to Jake because it's such a nice guy and he did so much for that band and it was so much. So now I'm grateful that I was able to meet him in person and interview him also. So I think maybe the next show would be David Da Vinci, possibly next week. I'm still waiting to hear back from Sean and from David. If you want to join us for that, you may. And he'll be here September 23rd. Down at Robson Grand. And for his Illusionist stuff where he will illusion the crap out of you. And I got a media pass. I don't know what that means, but I will media the crap out of that pass. And I'll probably just do like probably a pre-recorded interview, something like that, or maybe live. I don't know. We'll see how the day rolls along and how cold it is that day because it's October September. Why am I thinking October already?
It's not going to be. Don't push us further ahead than we already are.
But the very next guest that I know of that's happening, I don't know the time yet, is Tell No Tales from Morgantown.
Okay.
The Zach Neese that recorded the Natural Cause video for Dream. His band will be on September 10th, which is next Sunday. I don't know what time yet. We haven't finalized the time yet, but that will be the very next show that I know of.
Hell yeah.
I didn't get the number ready or anything, so we won't change the marquee tonight. But I don't know where Dale went, but there's a squirrel on the screen. There's a squirrel getting rid of nuts. Is this in revert? Wait, or is it producing cars? Remember the eggs? Anyway.
Yeah, that's so trippy. It's got such a David Lynch vibe to it. I love it.
I don't know who that is. Who's David Lynch? Well, you can tell me later.
Oh goodness.
Thanks for watching. Thank you, Tracy, for coming over and being on this special episode with Dale. And
Thank you, Dale.
Here's Food Bar with half of me and a little video tribute. And we'll see you when we see you. Have a great night.
When I wake up in the morning, all I want to do is let my soul shine. Enjoying my time. And everything's fine. But then I'm caught up with the worries of the days I thought I left behind. They're caught in my mind. And now I don't know where to turn to. Don't it seem like I went and messed it all up? Don't it seem like I went and filled up my cup too much? But at least I try to keep on pushing with the pen inside. Every time I hear a name, every time I play the game, every sign I see's the same. It drives me insane. But why should I bother? I've learned what I've learned. Nowadays my concern is earned. in the first place. It's funny how they